When you open it up, it had, and that's what I'm going to talk about today, it had all these different pouches. Well, they were too small for anything other than small knives, pens, flashlights, that kind of stuff. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of UglyTent. I'm your host, Kenny D. We're going to take a look at the tool roll that I can live with. I did a video a while back on comparing tool rolls. I had an Exotact, I had a One Tigris, and I had a Roaring Fire tool roll. And I was trying to utilize them for different things, but I'll be honest, I've never really carried them and liked them up until recently. I've finally dialed in the One Tigris tool roll. We're going to take a look at it and show you how I've got it configured. So here's the One Tigris tool roll. It's Condor fabric. It's made with the Velcro hook and loop. And then when you unroll it, it's got the hook and loop in the corners to keep everything secure. When you open it up, it had, and that's what I'm going to talk about today, it had all these different pouches. Well, they were too small for anything other than small knives, pens, flashlights, that kind of stuff. So what I did was I took a seam ripper and I actually ripped out, I'll show you, ripped out the seams like this one. See that seam there? I just ripped it out front and back and made the pockets big enough to the size I wanted. Now, don't be afraid to do that to your gear. Obviously, you're going to avoid the warranty if there is a warranty, and you're going to change the way it's set up. But even a lot of my VanQuest packs or pouches, I'll take a seam ripper and rip off stitching to make a pocket bigger or to accommodate certain gear. So don't be afraid to do that. And what I've got here is these are some of my 3 favorite items that I carry every time I go to camp. So I'm always carrying, and I've got them in their cases because if I want to put them on my belt, I can. But this keeps everything together. I really like the way I've set this up. So this is your basic Gerber or Leatherman if you want to use it Leatherman. But this is my Gerber I've had for a long time. It's been with me. Dad got this for me. My dad actually got this for me. It's been with me for a very long time. And since Dad's no longer with me, it's very sentimental. But I enjoy this Gerber. I like the way it locks in. I like the pliers. I like the tools. Next, I have the SAK Swiss Army knife and its pouch. Again, so I can put this on my belt if I need to. And this has all the stuff. This has all the features on it that this one basically doesn't. So with your Swiss Army knife, you know, you've got a longer blade, and you've got the saw, and a couple other things that this might not have. I think it's got a wider flat head than this does. Corkscrew, which I don't ever use a corkscrew, as anybody, maybe Felix has with his Swiss Army knife stuff, but it's got the awl on it, which is very, very handy. I love the awl. But anyway, back to the corkscrew. I keep my little tiny ferro rod and tinder in there. This is kind of gimmicky, but it's a pretty cool little setup for emergencies. If you haven't seen those, I believe I did a video on those whole things. I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, let's move on. And then lastly, I've got my Work Sharp sharpener. This was from Justin at the Gear Shack. So he does knives and flashlights better than anybody I know. And this is very handy for honing and sharpening tools and keeping your knives, your multi-tools in good working order. I may add some more stuff to this later on down the road. Like I may add some lube or oil to treat the blades and the mechanisms, keep everything working functionally, keep everything functional. But this gives you an idea of how I've got the tool roll set up. I don't like loading the tool rolls down to where you can't roll them up, or if you do roll them up, they're the size of a football. I wanted to keep this as basic as possible. These are my 3 of my favorite pieces of kit that I like to carry every time I go in the woods, teach a class, or whatever I'm doing. And again, I just open these pockets up to accommodate the gear. So I hope that helps you decide what to do with your tool roll, give you some ideas maybe. If you've got a tool roll you're struggling with like I did, and start dialing that in. If nothing else, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's always fun looking at somebody else's gear and seeing what they've got and how they're using it. That's part of what we love about our Bushcraft Survival YouTube channels, right? So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.